Because it is believed that churches are holy places, why do they appear to be haunted? And they shot these top 14 scary videos, which include shadowy figures and creepy statues that cry inside churches. Number 14. Evil church abandoned. You have an idea how you get a tingling sensation when the energy in a place feels positively evil. Inside this abandoned church, these urban explorers sense it. This crew travels to the south of Wales to what they claim is an evil abandoned church in March of 2020. And you intend to find out just how evil he is. They discover they aren't the first to have discovered the spine-chilling old building after climbing into it through a small window. It's obvious that many people have been here before because it's covered in graffiti, including this, and this. When the cameraman observes, the dark, damp rooms give the place an evil vibe. He claims to be convinced that there are hauntings in this house.
Guys, I think there's hauntings in here. I think there's hauntings in here. You can't get through that gap. Gap?
There's like a little gap like that.
Is there?
Yeah, you have to look. Come here, you can see.
What do you think?
Do you have a feeling that this old ruin is haunted? If the energy is as bad as they claim, I'll be avoiding this place. Number 13. It is said that Church of St. Ness Ghost Ness Church, located in Litchfield, Minnesota, is haunted. This terrifying video, which Red Handed Rejects published in October of 2012, appears to give proof of those claims. There seems to be a group of ghost hunters that is wandering a graveyard around 8 p.m. when they switch off their camera light for a moment to avoid being noticed by the nearby combine. They see this when they turn the light back on.
Where? It's just the light. There's pine trees. I swear to God, it's over there. What the f is that? What the f is that?
There appears to be a ghostly transparent figure that is standing close by. What was that? One of them inquires. Despite the fact that the cameraman writes that it wasn't seen at the time, that he felt strange at this point when the figure was later discovered in the footage. And another oddity is that the spine-chilling figure appears to be drifting. Many people who have visited Ness Church, and according to its grounds in the comments, they agree that it is haunted, including YouTuber Jennifer Horseman, who writes, "I've been there a couple of times, and from my experiences, I would have to agree that this place is definitely haunted." Is this transparent ghostly figure enough to persuade you that the rumors are true? Number 12. The white figure, the bride appears to have arrived. In July of 2019, an evangelical congregation in Honduras was holding a spiritual retreat when they recorded this weird figure on camera, according to Breakman. And the group is dancing and jumping around as part of the festivities. However, after that, an unexpected visitor pops up. A terrifying figure that wears in white emerges from the midst of the chaos, appearing to push the others aside. The others, who are all dressed uniformly, don't appear to see the stranger's appearance. Is this some sort of mystical revelation? Or just someone who likes to stand out from the crowd? I believe it could be either. Number 11. It appears that the phantom pianist, this phantom musician, is an accomplished pianist. He captured this terrifying video inside a chapel in the woods at night and published by Forerunner in July of 2007. Because it is believed that the chapel is haunted, the guys mustered their courage and went inside. When the large wooden door is opened, they discover that everything inside is also made of wood, from the pews to the ladder they plan to climb.
Someone's gonna fall out of there.
Man, shut up. God damn it. Around. I can't take this right
Oh
now.
God.
I'm so scared.
Distant piano music can be heard when they get up there discussing whether or not to climb it.
Oh my God. Turn the Listen. Piano. Is that piano? Up there? Is that door open?
Their flashlights are turned off, thinking they're not the only ones in the chapel.
Door open. Should we stay in here for a second? No. We gotta stay. We gotta stay.
Alright,
This could be priceless.
And enter the next room, where the phantom player can be seen. They choose to flee because they are scared out of their wits. He doesn't put an end to play as they run past the ghost. Yet.
Run! Oh my God! Alright, go. Oh my God!
When they step outside, the music brings to an end, and the sudden silence is even more unsettling.
Oh, the music stopped playing. The music, go.
Has the ghost pursued you? I'll take that as a yes. Number 10. The spirit of a former church Atwater in the Park Brewery in Michigan seems to be a renovated former church. And a haunted one at that. According to Click on Detroit Local 4WDIV, a paranormal investigation which was conducted by Detroit Paranormal Expeditions in April of 2018 claims to have captured a ghostly apparition on camera. They built the original church in the 1930s and it has a rich history, with many of the brewery's employees admitting to having paranormal encounters there. This one was captured on video. The group can see a white object flying overhead while they are inside the church. It emerges in the darkness for a split second before vanishes. The newscasters contacted psychics to get an idea of what this winged object could be. Those who commented on the video described it as angelic and protective, implying positive energy. I know the brewery is relieved that their ghosts aren't a nuisance. Number 9. Christ's eyes are opened. An engraved statue of Christ stands in the chapel of the Cathedral of Saltillo in Mexico. This statue, on the other hand, is unique. According to Adimensional Paranormal, the statue hangs on a cross above an altar and was published in August of 2016. At first glance, the statue appears to be motionless and lifeless. If he does not blink. Check the face of the statue when the camera zooms in for a closer look. The spine-chilling statue unquestionably blinks open its eyes. They seem to be wide and unsettling, staring blankly ahead for a moment before closing once more. Is this some sort of miracle? Is it a spooky light trick? And I don't know what might be causing this. Number 8. Bell Tower shadow figure. What exactly is that in the bell tower? The Daily Star originally posted this video and Cherry Wolf published it in April of 2017. And a tourist was looking forward to entering the Vatican when he noticed something strange out of the corner of his eye, a spine-chilling shadow figure perched in one of the bell towers. The dark figure seems to have wings and is looking down on the crowd from the tower. Would a demon dare to land in such a sacred place? It is believed that it is the spirit of someone who jumped from the tower. While we don't know what this being is, we do have an idea what it isn't. It's not an angel of God. Number 7. Figure of mystery. You just need to watch it to have confidence in it. Karen Furlong is credited with this mysterious capture, which was published in the Irish Mirror. And Furlong lives across the street from St. Mary's Church in Wexford and frequently takes photos of it because she thinks it's lovely. It was snowing one night when she dashed out to take some photos. It seems that Furlong noticed something that haunts in one of the photos after they were posted on social media, what seemed to be a figure trapped inside the wall. She was even more certain that something supernatural had been captured by her after she zoomed in on the image. And according to locals, a dungeon once existed beneath the church, and that the ghost could have been a former prisoner. And some claim that a tunnel beneath the church leads to the River Barrow. St. Mary's, which was built in the early 13th century, undoubtedly has a few stories to tell. Despite the fact that Furlong initially mistook the spine-chilling figure for a monk, later realized it was a woman in despair. What is your thought about it? No matter what it is encased in stone and is unable to escape. Number 6. Weeping statue. The Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in Hobbs, New Mexico, is witnessing a miracle. According to KOAT, many people flocked to the church after its statue of Mary, the Mother of Christ, began to cry. And according to this video, there seems to be a close-up of the miracle which is in action.
O no para bien de nuestro cuerpo físico, nuestra alma y nuestro espíritu, pero su intercesión es efectiva, porque ella es...
Our Lady of Guadalupe has previously wept, 4 times, to be exact. They checked the hollow bronze statue carefully in order to determine why and how this was taking place.
En alguna de las misas de la sanación de cáncer en su cara, que a través de la intercesión de esta niña santa, nuestra Virgencita de Guadalupe, el Padre le ha concedido en el...
The liquid was discovered to be olive oil and a scented mixture used in baptisms and other religious ceremonies after samples were collected and sent to a lab for analysis. Mexico's patron saint seems to be Our Lady of Guadalupe. As statues cry, it is often interpreted as a foreshadowing of something frightening to come. What does this statue warn parishioners about? We can only speculate. Number 5. Despite the fact that unwelcome visitor, I know I've mentioned this incident before, it bears repeating for this topic. Consider this: it seems that you're staying in church when an unwelcome visitor who you notice goes into the sacred space. This spine-chilling demon creature, which will be published by Real Bazaar in June 2020, is all too real. The photo spread quickly and widely on the internet in 2018, and while the pastor never saw the creature in his church, some members of the congregation claimed it came to mass on a regular basis. Those who did look at it prayed non-stop for the demon to leave. It happened in the end. I suppose you could attribute it to the power of prayer. Or perhaps the demon realized he wasn't welcome. Number 4. Ghost bride. Do you accept this spine-chilling ghost bride as your legally wedded wife? And it would be released in March of 2020. Exploring with Danny enters an abandoned church which William Henry built in 1870. He mentions those ghost sightings and screams at 3 a.m. have been reported here. Let's look at what Danny discovered. Eventually, Danny goes into through a small window after circling the church several times in search of a way in. It seems that the place is completely demolished. To get around the old church, the crew must walk across planks over open flooring. The atmosphere is eerie. When the boys stroll around the scene, water dripping can be heard from somewhere. It seems that pigeons are cooing and making a racket all around the rafters.
Them pigeons are going crazy.
However, after that, both of them can hear footsteps and a bang from another room.
Shh, bro, what is that noise? Is that pigeons? What was that? Did you hear footsteps?
And they realize they aren't alone. They come across a graffitied wall with a doorway to a room beyond at one point. When Danny says hello, there seems to be something moving in the doorway.
Hello?
He has no idea what he's looking at first. However, when the camera is swung back, he exhales in horror.
What's up, bro? Get out of here, people!
There seems to be a woman who puts on white clothes, appears to be holding her own head. Before they can say their vows, the guys get out of the ghost bride. Number 3. Levitating host god has a mysterious way of working. This terrifying video, released in February 2019 by Breakman, depicts a priest in the middle of a normal Eucharistic consecration. When he is at prayer and places his hands on the host, the bread appears to rise into the air for a moment.
Sanctifie ces offrandes en répandant sur elles ton esprit, qu'elles deviennent pour nous le corps et le sang.
Jostling slightly before returning to its place on the plate because there is not anything in the immediate vicinity that appears to be touching it. What caused the movement? Is this a divine miracle in the midst of a routine consecration? Is this a bad pixelation trick? Number 2. He has been risen. Saint Joseph of Cupertino and was an Italian Franciscan friar and mystic who is believed to have risen into the air miraculously no matter when he had visions throughout his lifetime. This picture, which is popular among the Spanish-speaking YouTube community, is thought to depict Saint Joseph restored to life. According to a video published by Breakman in October 2021, some believers believe that this image captures the actual appearance of Saint Joseph rising into the dome inside this Catholic church. It appears that his dark figure clashes with the rest of the lighter artwork in the church dome, leading some to believe he isn't a part of the church decor, but rather a living being. What are your thoughts? Should this be a person? I have confidence in something more strong must be in charge. Number 1. Is ghost congregation who's sitting in the pew church next to you? Memo Metal published this article in November of 2017, and this spine-chilling old video, which depicts a congregation that seems completely usual at first glance. When the congregation is scanned by the camera, there seems to be one child that is seen sleeping, others wrapped, others dozing, and after that, there's the terrifying phantom spectre sitting candidly in the last pew. The figure is wrapped in a white sheet that is slightly translucent. A closer look and higher contrast permit us to see its face as well. Is it possible that this is a ghost? Or maybe it's a demon? Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.